so welcome back to my channel. I don't think I have to say this, because now a lot of people are watching this, but today's video will probably motivate some people, because I got 7.0 for IELTS speaking from Aiken grade 3. So let's talk about it. Alright, so let me get back to when I was 15, I guess. Yeah, I would say 15. Back when I was in high school, I was like stupid, dumb student. I didn't study at all, and I was just hanging around with my friend, playing soccer and all this stuff. But I didn't study. My English grade was like 2 to 3. I got 3 once, but 3 is not that good, but not too bad. I would say it's kind of like average, but a lot of people take more than 3 too, so like 4 to 5, but I always got 2, so it's too bad, and my mom kind of got mad at me, so I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. I tried to do my best, and after that I got 2 again. もうこの繰り返し、本当に毎年。But somehow I got to take this Aiken grade 3. I have no clue about any grammar. I don't really know any vocabulary, but I could pass Aiken grade 3 because it was too easy. Not too easy, but for Aiken grade 3, there's barely interview type of test, but just for tests, so I couldn't speak English fluently at all. その自己紹介はできた気がします。Yeah, I could do either self introduction, but that was like, my name is Renji, and that's it. That's pretty much it. And I go into high school with the handsachi of 38. Yes, you heard me right. Hold on. Wait, I want you to trust me, so let me bring something. There you go. This is my high school. 南葛? So キャプテン翼のところです。南葛飾 High School ですね。I don't really know what score is currently, but when I got into there, it was around 38. When I got into this high school, that's when COVID hit, so the school was closed, and I got a tons of assignment. And bro, you know what? One of the assignment that I got for English was like alphabet, like how to write alphabet. There's like 3 lines right here, and I have to write alphabet in a right position. So when I was 16, I was studying literally alphabet. For the second year of my high school, I finally seriously started studying for the exam, right? I totally understand. I'm like super behind before I got into university. I kind of have, a decent amount of like knowledge of grammar and vocabulary. And I just got into Tokyo University, which is called Kogaku no Tokyo. So I take some classes of like all English classes. The impression that I had toward that classes is like just overwhelmed. I really felt the gap between me and other students. なんでやろうね、自分でもわからないけど、I just remember this, but what's funny is like I mispronounced against. I said this like against. One of my parents correct me, and it was like, oh, that's against, right? And I was super embarrassed. And I was taking comprehensive English class. Yeah, Tokyo University student noticed, but I couldn't catch up with that, so I don't want to talk about it because it's embarrassing to show this off. But after second classes, I went straight to home, and it was like I just cried a lot. I couldn't understand English at all, and I couldn't speak English at all, so it was super tough. That was a turning point. I kind of turned this bad negative channel to kind of positive one. What I did was like English diary, and I actually talked about this in my previous video, but basically this like 性的なアウトプットってやつですね。And I did English diary for every single day, and I just read it out loud to the max. It was like 50 times. So 本当に50回ぐらい読んでた。マジで。By the time summer ended, I could speak English with my professor without panicking or freaking out. At first it was like, oh, my name is Renji, and what talking, I'm getting freaked out. I didn't really have that after summer vacation, right? Finally, I decided to go study abroad, but in order to do that, I had to take 6.5 5 overall. Alright, so from now, I kind of want to talk about what I did for IELTS speaking test. For speaking, I did one main thing, getting used to a format. IELTS speaking has 3 main parts. Part 1 and 2 have like certain patterns, right? So what I did for part 1 and 2, alright, first off, I answered in Japanese and translated it into English using ChatGPT. If I think in Japanese, which is my first language, it sounds natural and it sounds more like me, right? So this was huge. It's super important to think in English, but IELTS test for me personally, IELTS speaking test is about how logically you can speak with English, right? So if you do that, I think it's better to think Japanese and turn into English later. This is one of my best approach for speaking test. There's a bunch of YouTube video for IELTS speaking test, but the thing is, you have to search in English. So IELTS speaking test with English, right? Not Japanese. Feels like you are in a real test, but you have this amount of like input because you already answer Japanese and repeat this process. And for part 3, this is totally random. Not totally random, but my question was like, 人に共感する能力は先天的か後天的かっていうやつが出て、you just have to speak English as much as possible. That's what I did. Alright, this is one of the things that I noticed while editing this video, but I totally forgot to mention this. But you know Atsu Eigos? Atsu-san. Yeah, he's one of the top tier YouTuber about English in Japan, but he kind of made this bunch of list of questions. I can't really tell exact number off the top of my head, but I think he made 100 question for part 1 and part 2. So I'll put the link down below, so you guys have to check this out. Alright, this is what I want to say. And it's got a wide variety of questions. Remember, first off, you guys not have to, but I think it's better to speak Japanese. Like, try to answer in Japanese and translate it into English using ChatGPT, right? So if you could, it's totally fine to speak Japanese. I mean English, but it's so hard. But if you could, you can do it. Let's get back to my video. Alright, so this is what I did, and this is what my journey from Aiken 3 to IELTS 7.0 was like. I don't really have any talent for learning languages, but I just did a lot of hard work, right? So you got this. So see you in the next video. Bye guys.